Hello, hi. So let's just start with today's topic, and I have questions. I've got the questions about baking the groceries. So there is a way to do the task in hand, and that's baking part is also contributed toward the customer satisfaction and customer complaints. If the lighter items are kept at the bottom of the bag and the heavier on top, then definitely it's a done deal. And the groceries are squished, crushed, and not in a usable form by the customers. So, potential complaint. So, that is something we need to master it, specifically in the stores like Costco, Walmart, and even at Loblaws, where the cashiers are not uh, smart enough or performing their duties negligently, resulting in groceries being crushed or the breads being crushed or the eggs being smashed. So this area is crucial for not only the crushing part or smashing part, but also for the cross contamination too. And that is something which we need to strive for, because cross contamination of the meat juices with apple surfaces will result in definitely infection, because people sometimes eat the apples without deskinning the apples. So, with that said, let's quickly go through the points which I want to cover in this session. First of all, the points relate to the meat items. So, all the meat items need to be separately bagged, as well as just check if there is a rip in the packaging of the meat item. If there is a rip in the packaging of the meat item, it's better to select meat item with the packaging which is intact, because that drip will allow the meat juices to flow out and contaminate the other eatables. In case of the Costco, it is prudent to take the meat items, and there are plastic bags, and keep each of the meat item on those plastic bags. That will ensure, even if there is a rip, the juices are not cross contaminating the other food items. So, plus, once you are putting everything on the belt for the cashier to scan, then keep all of the meat items together: beef together, poultry together, fish together. So that's one way to do it. And then when you are baking in the corner shop bags, then definitely put the heavier meat items at the bottom and the lighter one at the top, and that should be one bag. Don't insert more items in that meat bag. So that is one thing. Next thing is about the refrigerated items. So all the refrigerated items, just club them together, and in the belt, even at the in the belt at the Walmart or Costco, just keep them together. So the Walmart cashiers will put those bags together in one bag. But anyhow, in case the corn shop, they're using their own bags, although they're not branded. But regardless, what you should do is gather together all the refrigerated items together, and in one bag or two bag or three bag, but just refrigerated item together. And then again, the same logic: the heavier item at the bottom and the lighter item at the top. All the refrigerated item will also go into an insulated bag, and the bag properly closed to ensure that the cold item does not get warmer or lose temperature, because the cold item need to reach to the customers in the cold temperature. So with that, other thing which I want to cover is the dairy products and the frozen product. Best strategy in baking the dairy product is to bake them together. So all of the cold items, refrigerated items, are basically passing on the chill to each other and will stay longer at the same temperature. In case the frozen items, again, same strategy, group them together and in one bag or two bag, and again, uh, heavier item at the bottom and the lighter item at the top. With that said and done, next thing is the produce. The fresh produce basically should be segregated from other toiletries or air fresheners or uh, bath cleaners, because we don't know when those bath cleaner bottles, due to air pressure or change in temperature, are going to be ripped or torn and contaminating all the produce. So the basic strategy is to keep the produce together and in one bag or couple of bags, and same strategy, lighter item at the bottom and the lighter item at the top and the heavy item at the bottom. Also, in case of the coriander or cilantro and parsley, both Italian and flat and mint, all those should be separately baked as well and put on top of the bag, not at the bottom. So if we do that, then definitely the cilantro, parsley, and mint will reach in a form which is not a squished form. You can keep the carrots and potatoes at the bottom of the bag, and tomatoes again will have to go to the top, because tomatoes are basically perishable soft items, and the weight will end up in crushing those tomatoes. Customers may not like that. Radishes and the lettuce. Lettuce will be on top, but the iceberg lettuce could be at the bottom. The celery could be at the bottom of the bag. Even the carrots can go at the bottom of the bags. Potatoes should go at the bottom of the bags. And with that, um, avocado should be at the top of the bag, and bananas should also be, unless they are green. If they're green, they can go at the bottom. But if they're yellow, then they have to be at the top. In case of the avocado, if they are like fully ripe, definitely have to be top of the bag. And if they are green, then you can keep them at the bottom or in the middle somewhere. And then next thing is about the packages of the tomatoes. They can go either way, in the middle or the top, not at the bottom of the bag. And afterward, butternut squash, definitely a candidate for keeping at the bottom. And then the next item is spinach, a candidate for the top or in the middle. And radishes could be placed at the bottom of the bag. And in the similar fashion, there are other vegetables and fruits. Uh, Apples can go in the middle or the top. They can go at the bottom, but should not be burdened with the heavier items, but the lighter items. So this is the story about the produce, and all the toiletries and household items should be placed in their own bags. And the approach is that if they are ripped or torn, then they don't contaminate the dairy product or the produced products, something like that. So that is what I will recommend for the for the toiletries. And for the dry groceries, the bags can be put up like vertically, and the pastas can go at the bottom, and the chips bag should be separate. Similarly, the eggs bag should be separate, and the bread bag should be separate. Although the eggs can be, sorry, the bread can be placed on top of the egg bag. So, but try to keep the egg bag and the bread and the chips separate, because if the chips are broken or squished, the customers may not like them. So in order for the chips to be ready to eat in the intact form, just to make sure that there is a separate chips bag. And don't overload the bags, because once you overload the bags, there's a possibility the paper bag can turn. For the heavier item, use the polyester bag, which is stronger. So I've already emphasized that all the bread should be in a separate bread bag. So with that said and done, again, those of my audience who are interested to join the corner shop, I have posted a link as well. But if you need any more information about the gig, then remember to message me and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. Okay, with that, I think the gig should go fantastic, and using the link, you can do a sign up. Thanks a lot, Raj.